Hey. Welcome back to another episode of What's the Word Wednesdays, ladies and gentlemen, where we do our very best to try to motivate you, encourage you, inspire you, lift you up, and we're going to make sure we give you some practical nuggets that you can use for your business every day. My name is Eric E. Clifton, one of your directors with this amazing opportunity, and we got some superstars in the building for you guys on this evening. I'm gonna let them go ahead and introduce themselves, starting with the man with the plan. Top screen to my right, might be y'all left. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
This is Roger Lillard, Senior Director here with y'all. Bring you some Rogers nuggets. Going down to the left side, my left, probably your right, I don't know. This young lady, ladies first.
I'm Dr. Sam, one-star director.
Look, and new one-star director. We got to do that a little bit better. And new one-star director, Dr. Sam, in the building. Standing ovation.
He looking like, yeah, okay, whatever. Fanfare over.
Look, we also have in the building, on the line with us right now. I'm going to go ahead and read what he put down here. Daryl, 2 jackets with 3 stars. Jenkins, I love it. 2 jackets with 3 stars. And the new 3-star director for the Platinum Network, none other than Daryl, 2 jackets, Jenkins with the 3 stars. Listen, we're going to have some fun this evening, chopping it up with these 2 dynamic superstars who just, they just did the impossible. They just did what people said couldn't be done. I don't think it could happen, but these 2 individuals have just done so anyway. Mr. Lillard, before we start talking to them, go ahead and give us this evening's announcements.
Absolutely. Congratulations to you both, Sam and Daryl. We're truly excited about this evening. And so if you're watching right now, this is the time you want to tag your entire team right now, because tonight is going to be fire on tonight. And so tag all your, if you watch this later, tag everybody later on, but make sure you tag everybody to watch tonight because it's going to be fire. First and foremost, you all know we're here each and every first and third Wednesday at 7:30. Make sure you get your team locked in on What's the Word Wednesday. Also, each and every Sunday night right here in Platinum Network Group, we're going to have our game plan training right here. You can also zoom in with Mr. Preston Scott, our fearless leader, 4-star director, 6-figure ring wearer. This gentleman does a powerful training every Sunday night. Don't want to miss that. Also, each and every first and third Monday at 8 o'clock, we have Platinum Travel Talk. That's in another group. That's in the Platinum Travel Talk group. If you're looking for some travel training, the gentleman below us right here, a master ambassador, is in there doing some powerful training. You don't want to miss that. Coming right up this Saturday, you don't want to miss our Super Saturday event from 10 to 2. We're going to have the number 2 and the number 3 money earner in the entire company around the world right here in Maryland, right in Baltimore. That Super Saturday. Get with your leader, and actually one of y'all can type it in, or we'll type it in later. The location it's going to be at the Hotel Preserve in Arundel Mills. Listen, I was told there's about 40 tickets left. That was yesterday. It is going to sell out, so get your ticket right now. Not now, but right now. And then, of course, the creme de la creme of all. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So, of course, no, that was not my hand hit the computer. So, a corporate event, the convention. Don't want to miss that. If you really want to be right now, some of you are in planning and marketing, but if you want planning and marketing to be in you and here, you want to make it to that convention August 22nd to the 24th. It's in your back office to get registered. Don't want to miss that as well. And that's going to be my announcements for this evening, sir.
I love it. I love it. Listen, if you're watching right now live, or if you're watching the replay, or if you're watching on YouTube, comment right now. If you're going to this convention this year, put in the chat, I'm going. Put in the chat, I'm going. If you're going to the convention, put in there. I don't care if you haven't even bought your tickets yet, but you know you're going, right? You might be a last minute person, but you know you're going to make it before it sells out. Put in the chat, I am going. We want to know. Right now, let's jump on in. Ladies first. We get to chop it up now with none other than Dr. Sam, a 1-star director with this amazing opportunity. And we got some questions for you, right? The people want to know. People listening right now want to know, how in the world did you become a 1-star director? How in the world did you surpass a lot of other people who was saying, I too want to be a 1-star director, and you like walked them down? Like, I don't know if you slow walked them down, if you would speed walk them down, but you certainly walked some people down. Maybe they didn't even know they was in the race with you, right? Maybe that's what it was. But you walked them down and you knocked out directorship. I'm not sure how long it took you. How long have you been partnered with us?
2 years.
2 years? Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Look, let's clap up for that right there. Let me tell you something. There's some people who have been with us twice as long as 2 years, 4, 5, and 6 years, and still haven't accomplished half of what you have accomplished. So that's a huge accomplishment. Goodness gracious, 2 years. My question for you, did you see yourself a director when you got started 2 years ago?
I did.
Lily saw it soon as we signed the paperwork to join. We was like, we'll be directors. But did you see yourself a director?
I did, but remember, you may know this story, but I had the travel business 2 years prior to that. It had not even done anything with it. So
you've been around the environment for 4 years then.
I bought the business. I wasn't in the environment. I wasn't plugged in. I wasn't doing anything. I just bought the business and forgot about it.
Okay. So you like me with my gym membership. You just bought that thing and then, it didn't do much with it afterwards. Okay.
Right. But then
yeah, we're talking within the last 2 years. So we're talking after the pandemic.
Yes. So I actually bought this business in February and the pandemic hit in March.
So now, what was the light bulb that went off for you that said, you know what, let me go ahead and take advantage of this thing? I done bought it. What was the aha moment for you that made you put things in gear?
I went on so I already had the travel business. So I went on a fam trip, which was a platinum retreat. And I had never done anything before, never really, kind of forgot about it. But the fam came up and I was like, oh yeah, I do have an agency. I can do this. And so I went, and while I was on that trip, I met Mr. Scott and his wife. I met some other people. I was in some conversations, and I was like, I think I want to learn more. And so when I came back from Jamaica, I started asking a lot of questions. That was in December. And then I bought the business January 5th. And yes, I did know I was going to be a director whenever I bought it.
I love it. Go ahead, guys. Jump in with some questions.
Oh, I'm sitting over here just chomping at the bit. And so Sam, congratulations on this. You took control in 2 years. You became a 1-star director. Congratulations. So I want you to share with the people. Did somebody sneeze?
No, that was my air freshener. Sorry. It just goes off every period.
Okay. Keep things fresh around there. So I know that you're busy. You're married. You have family. You're a doctor. So you're really busy. What would you say to someone that says, I don't have a lot of time, I'm really busy. what was it like for you when you got started? You noticed you had this lifestyle over here, and you were working, you were busy. What would you say to someone that just gotten started? They know the business, and they're trying to get themselves in the moving their business that's busy.
All right, so I have to be 100% transparent and say, when I bought the Planet Marketing business, I wasn't working. I started taking care of my mother-in-law a little bit, but I was having my own medical issues and trying to, had some surgeries and things like that. So there were those things, but I still was busy. I would say that if you're too busy, then you're not going to make it happen. You don't want it bad enough, because I've also seen other people in this business that have made it further than I am, that have been much busier than I have been, and some who haven't made it as far yet, but are on their way, who were extremely busy, 2 and 3 jobs, and they still found a way because they saw the vision. So I kind of shun at people when they say they're too busy at this point, because if you want it bad enough and you see it, you're going to find the time to do it. One of the things that I was in DIT University, and Mr. Bradley said, think about who you pray for every day. Okay, write it down. I was like, okay, write it down. And he said, now, if I told you if you didn't become director by April 1st, they would die, what would you do differently? So see, all of a sudden, busy is not busy anymore, because you're going to do whatever it takes to save those people's lives that you pray for every day, right? So yeah, no, coming to me with the busy that's not a go. That's a excuse.
Yeah, and I love what you just said. There's something real powerful that she mentioned. She said that at the DIT, she had an opportunity to spend time with the CEO.
Right.
So if you're pushing for DIT, you all, you got an opportunity to maybe spend some time with the CEO and see his vision, so you can broaden your vision.
Right.
So again, kudos to you. Back to you, Eric, with Daryl.
Sam.
Yes, sir.
How are you, my dear?
Doing good.
Listen, again, hats off to you and your amazing team of champions. Thanks again for my personal call and conversation. Every conversation with you is very enlightening. I haven't forgotten what you asked for either. I'm sitting in my computer, so I'm going to get it to you.
All right.
Being a brand new one-star director, talk to the people about what some of your obstacles in getting it done were. Like, what were some of the pain points for you? Because again, you're one of those very analytical persons, and you diagnose everything. Like, share with them honestly, because we transparent type of people. We got to tell them like it is. Tell them what were your pain points.
So my biggest pain point was not being coachable. And I've said it. I've said it multiple times. It's like, oh, I have a whole PhD and a stack of degrees. Like, nobody can tell me how to be successful, right? They could give me some tips and whatever, but that's kind of the mindset that I operate in, because I've been successful in education, right? And so coming into something that is not like anything that I've ever been in didn't dissuade me from thinking that. It was, this is just another thing that I can go and I can master, and I'm chop, 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 right? I don't really have to study it. I just do this thing. This is simple. So that was, and I'm the teacher who they told to do X, and I closed my door and put stuff over the window and did Y, Z, and W and A and B, because that's what I felt like I needed to do to reach my kids. So with that type of personality, and I've been successful doing that my entire life. So it's hard to then come into something, even though you see other people who are successful telling you, other people who've been successful told me a lot of things. So it's hard to then just fall in line and listen and do exactly what they tell you to do. That was like my biggest obstacle, and then realizing that I wasn't coachable, which really hurt my feelings, because I thought I was a good student.
Most people will say they're coachable, but they're coachable when convenient, right? They coachable when it makes sense to them. Right. When it's something they don't want to do, they become extremely uncoachable. And they're like, yeah, I ain't doing that.
Right. Because it's scary.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's scary because it's the unknown, and they don't understand that the person that's guiding them, that's coaching them, is telling them because they've been there,
Right.
or they understand what the expected outcome is going to be. So they're leading them down that path. And so you had some amazing people to give you insight, and you basically said, I got a PhD and y'all don't, and I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Basically.
But where did that lead you?
I mean, and what I like to say is, initially I was ignorance on fire. I had some success. I was doing it my own way and I had some success. And at some point I had nothing going. Like it just wasn't working. Everything I was trying wasn't working the way that I needed it to work. And that's when I was just like, hold up. Like, you know, and then my situation changed. Then my situation changed. And I was like, yeah, I need to make this right. And so whenever you have those driving factors, it's like you just had to, I guess I will say the system had to sit me down so that I could then start studying network marketing for real and actually doing and realizing that it is something that I have to study and that I have to practice in order to get better at. It is not something I can just walk into and do my own thing and win.
Study and practice. Did you hear that one, Raj?
I'm over here smiling, man. Just absorbing all of it.
Study and practice. I love that's a nugget all in itself. I heard Mr. Scott saying the other day, or some, I think it was Daryl, was speaking towards the people about people who are reading so much information but not implementing anything. So this practice, when I'm practicing, I'm implementing what I just got finished studying, and it's practice. So ain't nothing we can break with this particular opportunity. That's huge. Dr. Sam, I heard you say something earlier, and I don't want nobody to miss it. You said a couple of times you gotta want it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta want it. Now the question I have is, what's the it, right? People say it all the time, man. You know you gotta want it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's the it? Is the it the why? And if so, what was your why that was important enough to make you want it? So what was the it? Some people need to find the it so that they can start moving.
Right.
What
So
was the it?
for me, find it or do it. It's to succeed. I want to succeed. Do I want it? Yes, I want to succeed. Whatever it is I'm going after. It's like when I was going after DIT. It's I want it. I want to be a DIT. And if I want to be a DIT, then it's within my power to do it. Then I just need to do what's necessary. And so figuring out what was necessary is what I needed to do. Now, my why is my motivation. My why drives why I want it. I want it because of my why, but my why and what it is are two different things. It is like getting there.
So does your why? Well, first of all, if you don't mind, you can share your why. But is do you have one of those types of whys that will have you up at 3 a.m? Anyway?
I do. And so initially when I first started, my why was I like to help people. And because I wasn't working, which was, you know, in education where I feel like God put me here to help kids and families. That's what I feel. I feel like that's my purpose. Always have. And so that being my purpose, and I'm not in a school building doing that, this became my vehicle to help kids and families. And so that was initially my only why, but then my situation changed at home. My financial situation changed. And so now my why is a combination of I need this because I need this to be something so that my family can get by, so that my family can build a legacy moving forward. So we have stuff to fall back on. And also because the thing that makes me go is not just having a job or having something to make money. It has to be me helping people. I have to be helping people. That's what makes me smile in the morning. When I get up and I can know that I did something worthwhile. And that is what drives me. I am sad if I'm not helping people. And that's something that I've learned about myself. So I think that people need to sit down and figure out what is it internally that really drives them, because 9 times out of 10, if you really sit down and figure it out, it's not really money. Making the money is a side effect of you doing something that really drives you. So for me, this business drives me because it's so many ways I can help kids and families. I can help kids see the world. People who thought they could never get outside of their neighborhoods. I can help put them in a situation where they can travel the world. And it's much different seeing the Grand Canyon than it is seeing it in a book. It's much different going and looking at the Leaning Tower of Pisa than it is seeing it in a book. And so I'm impacting the lives of kids and families in a major way and helping them, flex their time, helping them take their time back. And so for me, it's just like, I thought the PhD in the corporate world was my destination, and things change, life happens, and realize that God put this powerful vehicle in my hand, and this was my purpose all along.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Man.
So I got a question on the tail end of that. So now we know this is our purpose, and or we understand what you know to be your purpose.
Right.
You could have chosen a number of opportunities, and we've talked. So I know I know how your brain works. There's a million things you could be doing, right? But what about this opportunity? Is it the culture? Is it the compensation plan? Is it the organization? What about this opportunity made you say, you know what, let me go all in on this one for all of those things that you said, for the finances, for the legacy, and all those other things, as opposed to, like, you could be doing real estate right now or whatever else, but you chose this one. What about this opportunity set it apart for you?
So for me, it's the perfect storm. I honestly believe that, and I think it has a lot to do with who you're involved in the opportunity with. The culture that we have here, the people, the fact that people who will get no financial benefit from you are willing to reach out and help you. All of those things together. Hold on a second. My husband just walked in. I'm on an interview, babe. But the fact that all of those things just seem to come together, and I'm a pretty spiritual person. And so at the end of the day, I look at everything that's there, and I take the time to, like, just be quiet. And everything just drove me to this. This is what I need to pour my time and energy into. And again, I think a lot of it is like the perfect storm. It meets all of these different needs at once. Whereas some of those other things, it'll meet this or that, but it's not going to feed my need to help people. It might feed my need to help people, but it's not going to be able to sustain my lifestyle. This can sustain my lifestyle. It feeds my need to help people. I enjoy doing it. It's like, who doesn't love travel? So, and people are going to be doing it. And so I am a numbers person too. And travel isn't going away. COVID, travel didn't go away. People are sick. People are at their jobs looking for travel opportunities. People are always talking about travel. My whole 49 years of life, I've heard people talking about travel. People want to go places, even when they can't. So yeah, it just seems like it's just the perfect storm.
The perfect storm. The perfect storm. Go ahead. I know y'all got some more questions for.
You stole my question. I was going to ask her why, but she already put that out there. So I had to dig deep in here and come up with something else. So what I hear is a lot of personal development, the way you speak, the way you think. And so, Mr. Scott and myself, Eric, Daryl Jenkins, we're big on personal development. What book that you've read, and you've been here 2 years, so over the last 2 years, is there a book that you say, you know what, this one like stands out, like your favorite book that you've read?
Well, it's twofold. So my favorite is what is it? It's not The Difference. The Millionaire and the
Top 10 Distinctions between
Top 10 Distinctions. I love that book. Because I think it speaks to a lot of people. The thing one of the things that stood out from that one was people who are millionaires don't sit around talking about people. They sit around talking about ideas. And it spoke to me because I've always been a person who had a whole lot of ideas. I mean, to the point that I told my best friend one time, I was like, I'm going to be an ideologist when I grow up. And she said, that sounds a lot like an idiot. And I was like, you got a point. But I had a lot of ideas. And so people kind of sometimes I think I'm all over the place because I have a lot of ideas. So reading that book and them, oh yeah, that's a millionaire mindset. Oh yeah, that's oh yeah, that's me. So I like that book a lot because I also think it just speaks to a regular person, you know, not just a person who might be in network marketing, but just like that just speaks to you, period.
It's a short read as well.
Yeah. But GoPro.
Uh-oh.
I have to keep reading it. Like I keep starting over because, you know, I'll get to that place where I'm scared of the no again. And I have to go back and reread how to pose a question and those kinds of things. So that one is probably the one I keep going back to over and over and over again and rereading the same sections.
That's going to change for you though. In some time, you're going to be able. It's going to be second nature. You'll be good.
Well, and that's where I'm at. I'm like, until, you know, Mr. Scott said, until you get to the point, and I know this as a teacher, until you get to the point where you can just go through it and not have to look at it, you don't have it. And so I'm not at that place yet. So I'm still going back. But yeah,
I would say until you get to the point where you can teach it.
Yeah, I mean,
if you can't teach it, you know, at least to your kids, maybe not to another adult. If you can't regurgitate it, then you ain't.
I like to regurgitate it better because let me tell you, there's some people in classrooms teaching some stuff that don't know it.
Right. Look, I thought you was gonna say I don't know if you read it yet, but the way you were describing your uncoachableness and, you know, the people who come to this opportunity that were successful and whatever it was they did, and it's almost like, man, you can't tell me nothing.
Right.
And to a degree, some of them, even when they got into this business, some of y'all, I'm talking to y'all right now, some of y'all still treat this business like the little thing over there. Like you won't tell your people that you eat the crumpets and sip tea with. You won't even tell them about this opportunity because, you know, this is one of them things, right? So the book that we read, that's amazing for people with that mindset is Get Over Your Damn Self.
Right.
That book, even though it's a book for women,
right,
for women, by a woman, she just speaking some practical. I mean, there's some dudes, you know. I met a couple guys that worked at the White House, and you know they were so professional, and I'm a so such and such with 17 stripes, and you know, I don't have time for the little thing, but their why would be, I want to spend more time with my kids, right? So that's an amazing book. I throw in there. If you haven't read it, you definitely want to jump on that one. Two Jacks, I know you got another question for the superstar, Dr. Sam.
I do. Something she said earlier was her financial situation changed. And what we understand is that most people who are doing this opportunity are doing it on a part-time basis because they work full-time. They have full-time careers. Why did you think that at the turning point of your financial situation, it made it more pivotal for you to do this business even more? Because some people may not understand the whole philosophy to fix your roof before it rains scenario, and you were in position to do so, which has helped you in your financial situation.
Right. So for me, it was about the vision and understanding what this business could do. Because if I didn't understand what it would do, I would have tried to run and do something else, right? And I would have left this like it didn't have the ability to take me where I needed to be. But because I saw the vision of what it is, even though I wasn't there yet, I'm not making the salary that I was making when I was working full time. But what I know is I have the potential to make far more than a salary than if I take that same time and put it toward this 40 hours a week. And so for me, it doesn't make sense for me to then take this 40 hours a week and go put it over here where I have a limited earning potential and I have to work every single time that 40 hours. I have to work that 40 hours every single time in order to get that check. And if I don't work, I don't get that check. When I can create a situation over here where I can earn far more if I take the time and build it, and I could take time off and still be paid. And so for me, that it makes more sense to do something that's going to be better for me in the long run than for me to do something that might be a little better for me right now. Because right now is right now and then it's gone.
I don't think most people understand that. I think, because again, I work a full-time job. And I work this business too on a part-time basis, and not just one part, but both opportunities collectively, probably almost simultaneously. People always ask, how do you do it? And it's because I too saw the vision. I understand how much money in 7 to 8 streams of income would pass through my hands if I solely took a moment to understand it and focus on it. And I think that's where most people go wrong. They don't give it enough time. They don't give it enough attention. They don't even do the little things like you mentioned, reading the books, a quick read to even understand mentally, okay, what am I about to embark on here with this opportunity? They just say, okay, somebody invited me out. I saw it. It sounds good. I'm going to do it. But now what's the next step of that? So talk to the individuals who may not know what that next step from getting started is. Like, what is it you think now that you've been in it for 2 years? Your first year, you did it because it was simply travel and you wanted to do more of that. But now you see the vision. You had an opportunity to spend some time with our amazing founder and CEO, and he's poured into you guys like no other, which helped obviously push you to directorship, right? For those people who are comfortable on the travel side, talk about what their next step is.
So, and it's funny because I've had 3 different ITA only people since I became a one-star director contact me, and 2 of them have already purchased the Planet Marketing business, and one of them is supposed to be purchasing tonight. And I think that, well, you asked what the next step is, so I'm not going to go there. For me, the next step would actually be reaching out to somebody who is being successful in that so that they can give them some clarity and give them some next steps. I could give next steps, but I don't know their situation and I don't know them. And so for me, it's reaching out to that person, your sponsor, or if you have to go around your sponsor and reach out to that person who's being successful, who you may have a relationship with or not, and asking them, hey, this is where I am. This is what I want to do. Can you give me some guidance? And not being afraid to do that. So I think that would be their next step.
Good to me. Back to you, E.
I love it. I love it. Let me ask you something, Dr. Sam. When you got to the red zone, and you was right there. That's everybody's red zone experience is different. Some most are challenging to a degree. Some people slide right on through in a couple of days or whatever. But was there any difficulties? And for those of y'all who don't know, the red zone is when you get within scoring distance of hitting that 100 ITAs sold. And so when you're right around, like using the football analogy, you're right around the 70, 80 mark, you're in that red zone, right? You're pretty close to scoring. But every now and again, I don't know if this happened to you. One night you might go to bed and you at 80, 87, and then you wake up and you at 79. Right, or something crazy like that, or there's just always something when you get into the red zone. So speak about your red zone experience, if there were any challenges, and how you overcame it.
Well, yeah, challenges definitely. I think that one of the big challenges is something that I set myself up for. If I would have been coachable, I wouldn't have, but I wasn't coachable, so I set myself up, and that was balance, right? And so I had a leg growing out of control, but because I didn't listen and I didn't do what I was supposed to be doing, I didn't have the balance to get there. So I'm red zone and I'm like, where is this coming from? Because I haven't been doing what I'm supposed to be doing to cultivate people on my team that are trying to build. And so that was one challenge. And so I had to reset, get some guidance, and then start leading the people who were on my team that were in other legs. So that was a challenge because some of them aren't coachable either. So getting new people in and them not being coachable, them saying they want it like I did. Them basically, you know how whenever your parents have, you're a kid and your parents, I can't wait till you grow up and have kids. They're going to do the same thing. Well, that's kind of what happened, right? And I'm in the red zone. The other part is, you go to bed and you're like, I'm right there. Oh, I only need. And then you wake up and you need like 7 more than you needed the day before. And then it just becomes a place where it's, you know what, I have to push, I have to keep doing the things that I've been doing, and I can't let there be any distractions, because the distractions came right while I'm in the red zone. And it's, you know, then I got to make decisions about priorities and what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it. And so, like, literally, I was in the red zone in boot camp, still in my red zone working in boot camp. And so it was kind of a decision of, I can't miss boot camp, or the lock-in, but I'm in red zone, so I got to keep my head down. So like ignoring phone calls. There are people where I just picked up and said, sorry, I got my head down, got to go. And I'll call you back, you know, next week sometime. So all of those were yeah, it was hard. It was hard to just keep your head down and get there, because you can wake up the next morning and boom, you're back again. So those were some of my challenges.
I got a quick question. Last question. Last question, real quick. And because this is important. This is an important question, because we have some brand new people that have just started in the last 7 to 10 days. They're brand new. They're excited. So Dr. Sam, what would you do differently when you first got started? Right? That if you can go back and do it over again, what's a few things that you would do? Like a brand new person right now, they still trying to figure it out. But see, as a director, you kind of know, like you can look back and say, okay, if I would have done this, that, I would probably be moved along a little faster. What would you do differently?
I would learn PS3. I would practice it with people offline. I would watch the videos repeatedly, and I would make sure I had that joint down to a science. Like everybody I came in contact with, I would be listening so I could figure out how this business could fit in their life. I would be figuring out the question I'm getting ready to ask them so I can get the yes. I would be making the appointment. I would be calling my upline to get them to do that 3-way. I would be doing that like a robot if I had to do this all back over again. It would just be on autopilot.
I wasn't even looking for that answer, but she gave the right one. That's so good.
Like,
so good.
Seriously, if I had to do it over, that's what I would do. And now the people that I am actually bringing into the business, that is the very first thing that I'm doing with them. Is I need you to focus on these videos. I need you to learn this PS3. As soon as you finish these videos, we need to have another conversation and coming back and practicing.
What I'm hearing is you understand the reason for creating the sense of urgency once you get started.
Absolutely.
I'm hearing in my head, you know, that saying, Roger, I just told someone this, like I think yesterday, if you treat your business casually, your business will become casualty, right? So I'm hearing you understand at this point, and it's good, right? We all experience it the way we experience it for a reason, but you understand the reason behind creating the sense of urgency, and to be honest, that type of mindset is what helps create momentum within your business, right? Within your own small individual business, right? You've heard leaders say before, the company can go through momentum and you don't, right? The company is in momentum right now on roller skates. 105,000 plus people and going, right? And some people are watching the company on roller skates, and as you walking with your roller skates in your hand, wondering why you ain't keeping up with the pack, right? That's for all of us. I told Mr. Bradley one time, this was last year, I told him, and I make no excuses for nothing I got going on. My position, none of that. I ain't gonna make no excuses. I'm gonna just give it to you straight. And so I told Mr. Bradley after one of those Super Saturday meetings or whatever, I said, listen, first I thanked him, then I also apologized simultaneously. I compared this business of his to a 7-speed Lamborghini, right? One of those nice ones. You pick the one you want. And I said, sir, listen, no, I make no excuses. I have been driving your 7-speed Lamborghini in second gear for years, and that's my fault. That's on me, right? But when you understand the urgency, or like you said earlier, you understand the opportunity that you have. Some people have the same 7-speed Lamborghini that we have in their driveway. And they're not driving it because it's a 7-speed Lamborghini and you don't know how to drive a stick. So instead of reading the manual, right? Instead of watching some YouTube videos and getting some help and taking full advantage of that 7-speed Lamborghini that can get you to your destination. Some of y'all riding a bus while you got a Lamborghini out front.
Wow. Good analogy.
They're riding a bus, Roger. Some of them still, and some of them who not riding a bus, you riding your car that you're accustomed to getting from point A to point B. But it's a bucket, right? You riding around on Maypops. You understood enough that it made sense to make a $200 purchase to buy it, something that can change your life. Let's transition real quick. Because the same $200 purchase that can change your life, just because you have an idea that it makes sense. I mean, if you told me I could buy a Lambo for $200, I'm probably going to purchase it, even if I'll figure it out later, right? We have a gentleman on this call with us right now that made that same $200 purchase. I forget how many years ago, probably just about 7 years ago when we got started. Same $200 purchase, had life going on. He made that purchase and already had another vehicle like everybody else did. But he had dreams of getting to his destination maybe a little bit quicker or maybe a little bit more comfortable. And he realized that this vehicle, this 7-speed Lamborghini, probably made sense. And when he got involved, he told everybody, listen, I ain't even trying to ride around this vehicle with the drop top and showing off and flossing like the rest of y'all. I'm really only in it to do X, Y, and Z. He wanted to book trips. That's it. I ain't about all that other stuff. But then once, I don't know, riding around, he got to realizing this vehicle ride pretty good. And you tell me there are more bells and whistles with it. I want it all, is what Two Jackets said. Go and give it all to me. Next thing you know, Daryl Two Jackets Jenkins is now the newest 3-star director with our organization. Y'all clap it up for Daryl. Took full advantage of this opportunity. And Mr. Lillard, I get to say this again, right? And I don't finna say this no more. Y'all watch it. I get to say, Mr. Lillard, to you, there is another person that has passed me and you, the 3-star, man.
I'm on my way.
I'm just saying that's a sidebar.
I was ready to say that. I'm gonna let you say it first.
We got to go ahead and get on it and take this vehicle, this 7-speed Lamborghini, and put it in third gear. Right? Let's see what third gear look like. I'm ready for it.
I think judging from the gray in y'all bids, y'all took a senior citizen detour.
And listen, and look, I like that. Sometimes me and Mr. Lillard can be so old school, is detrimental to the growth of our business. Because we both will get stuck in our own way of thinking because of some stuff that we old school with. And there's some things that I do with my business. This is a nugget for some of y'all. There's some things that I do with my business that I do just because I'm old school. I'm stuck in my ways. But I'm a little bit tired of watching y'all young whippersnappers run
they
down.
inspire me. I'm inspired, bro.
I can't still run a what they call them, the 440, whatever that thing called. I can still do some stuff.
I got a quick story.
Good.
Before the pandemic, we used to have what are called Hot Saturday hands-on training at the Clifton compound. And Daryl already know where I'm going with this. So, and Daryl was, to me, he was green. But the one thing I think Daryl had, because those Hot Saturday trainings we had at your compound were powerful. They really were. And once Daryl got it, he was already like on the travel piece. He was already on it. Like he was on the travel piece. And man, I was like, man, he's so focused on the travel, he ain't gonna build no dang on team. The next thing you know, he hit once. No, I think he was director in training, and he said he gonna walk up to me. I mean, was arrogant with it. I'm coming after you. I said, wait a second. He said, I'm coming after you. I'm like, who is this guy right here talking about he coming after me? Man, who is this guy? Man, I got 20 plus years experience.
Now you know who he is.
And he hit 1 star. I was like, okay, so he get lucky once. When he hit 2 star, I said, this dude is on fire. And now, y'all, he is a 3-star director. So the nugget in this, right, is it doesn't matter where you are right now. All Daryl did was plug into the system. And like he says always, he's very tactical in his approach to his business. So, that's the word I'm taking on now. That I'm be more tactical about some things.
Tactical, okay. Right?
He's very tactical, but and he's focused, man. That's the main thing I know about him. He's like what he's doing in order to be successful at booking and be successful in building a team. You got to be focused, and so it's put me in a place and I love this because again, you can come on right now. If you're brand new right now, you can pass your sponsor. You can pass us, right? Because this compensation plan, this business opportunity is.
Speak for yourself. Ain't no more passing us. What you talking about?
So what I'm getting at is that this opportunity is when you cross that finish line of 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever star you're gonna hit, it's the same for everybody when you cross it, right? So just get involved. If you're already involved, but if you're not mentally involved, now is the time, right? You got stories before you 2 years. Daryl been here 7 years, right? Me and Eric been here 7 years. So if they all can do it, you all can do it. We can do it. So I'm excited for what's going on. That means progress is happening in this company. That means the company, if our team is moving, I mean the company is moving. That means this is a long-term business that everyone can partake in and be successful at in the business. Back to you, sir.
So y'all keep doing that back to you stuff. Y'all be killing me with that jump. Back to you, Jim. Dr. Sam, look, we want you to go ahead and be the first one to ask Mr. Three Jackets himself. I said call him Three Jackets, Mr. 3-star himself. Go ahead and ask him. Go ahead and ask him a question. From a female perspective, your vantage point, new 1-star, trying to knock out 3-star. Go ahead and hit him with your questions.
Okay. So what was the most difficult thing for you to get from 2-star to 3-star?
That's easy. It was realizing that those that got me there won't get me here. And what I had to realize is that every level in this business, from bronze to silver to gold to 20/20 to 40/40 to DIT to 1, 2, 3-star, there's a different set of game players. There's people that come into your organization who are extremely hungry, and those are the people, because people start thinking you have favorites, but you really tend to lean in closer to the people who you really see that want to win. And that's who you run with and create a bond and a culture, and you create understanding to these newbies who come into an industry who may not know anything. And so you're guiding them and coaching them. And one of the most gratifying things you could ever hear as a coach is, thank you for believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. Because a lot of times they don't know that they can do it until they got somebody who understands the industry and helping them to see their way through success.
That was a good one. Look, I know you got another one, Dr. Sam.
They just gonna put it all on you, Sam.
I know. I'm new kid on the block. Let's see. So you said that the hardest thing was realizing that who got you there wouldn't get you here, basically. So what did you do to refocus yourself so that you weren't focusing on those who got you there?
I don't think it's a matter of me refocusing myself. I think it probably was more or less looking at the organization and it's from an overall perspective, looking at who may be moving regardless of what level they're in your organization. I talk a lot about managing the expectations of the team that you're building. So when you start setting up things in place in your organization and there's systems and things, you start to see the rhythm because you can track it. And I said Preston did a really good job with the Platinum Network, setting things up, right? From the different chat groups and the team page and the game plan call. There were things that he set up in place, systems to help the organization continue to grow through the community that he cultivated. It's the same thing that each of us are doing. When I'm talking to like goal builders, perfect people, right? Because that's the first level of leadership. I look at them as being a department head in a corporate entity, right? Maybe you're the corporate head in HR and you got the corporate Roger, your maintenance. You got the corporate over here maintenance, and Eric, you got marketing, right? If you have a responsibility, you look like a janitor, man. You look like I'm just kidding. But as a goal builder, they have a responsibility. So now I'm looking at, okay, which one of my goal builders going to show up and show out? Because now that's the gateway to directorship. So if you really want to be director and you at a goal builder level, now you're ready for the stretch. Those are the people I can really kind of see who going to break under pressure. Because it's not going to be easy. You're going to wake up on the 28th and those numbers going to be down. You're going to be unqualified as a goal builder. Now you don't get your 10% commission override and you mad, right? So how do you manage that? Right? It's activity. And some people don't understand that. This is a business. It's not a hobby. We can kumbaya. It's not a popularity contest. So sometimes people get real complacent and it's like, it's a volunteer army. It is. But not in this army, because it's my organization. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll like this. And if you want to be on the outskirts, you can be on the outskirts. But while we over here doing our thing, we're going to keep watching you sitting there with your arms folded. Because there's people who want to make money. So what do? You got to go help them. Sometimes their sponsors leave the business. It happened. I have a one-star director who did that. Somebody brought them in the business. After a while, their rep account kind of fell off. After a while, they stopped booking travel, and they were hungry. I had to figure out, okay, what to do. I mean, if she's not personal to me, I don't even know. But guess what? We built a relationship, and now, she's doing great on both sides of the business. Well, that happens sometimes. Now sometimes you might have to go 3-4 levels into your organization and find the gems. Help the people. It can't just be, I'm a director and I got a jacket and a star and that's just it. No, you got to help the people. All of that is your organization, regardless of what level they at. Whether it's level 99, you got to get down in there and talk to some people, build some relationships, and guess what? Those will be the next wave of people who are going to help you to get that 20 or 30 you need to close it out.
Hey, Daryl, real quick, man. Real quick. So share with the new people, share with some of the people that have been here for a while that maybe not have made it out to an event, how the significance or the importance of attending. We have a weekly meeting here in Maryland. We have Zooms too, by the way, which I call events. We got Super Saturday, and of course we got the convention, we got ITQ, just the events. How important are the events to a brand new person's business?
Roger, that was immensely helpful for me coming out of the gate. And I think it started with going to the Hot Saturday trainings and seeing the information. As I also tell people that this is your first rodeo, you can't sit at home on your couch and expect to be successful. You got to get around the people who got the information, because I don't know enough. So now I got to go figure out what is it I need to do. Show me the roadmap, and from there I got it. It's like riding a bike. Somebody had to put you on the training wheels. They had to walk you for a few, and after a while you was on your own. Next thing you know, the training wheels come off. But if you're sitting at home and you're expecting for it to work for you and you're not working for it, it's never going to happen. So one of the things, Preston and Amani sponsor Walter and Tiffany Powell, they praised me because they saw me at every major event. I didn't care where it was. I was flying out. Didn't care what it cost. I understood that if I was going to get to a point of success, I had to be around the people who I aspired to be like. I wanted to be the chairman's council when we walked into that first convention in Las Vegas, and they was on that slide with those navy blue jackets with the brown patches on their arms all folded up, and they was posted up on the wall. And I'm like, I would love to be a director. I aspired to be like that. And then I still talk about how, as the Platinum Network's first 2020 club member, on the stage with those people, the Eileen Rosses, the Shedrick Whites, me and Judy Cantu were the only two that weren't directors that was on the stage with those people. And now look at where they are today, millionaires. They weren't even at that. They were 2 and 3 star, right? Real easy. So I think sometimes we downplay or we look at how much something costs for us to attend. But I always used to tell my team, if you're actively working your business, you could recycle the money and pay for whatever it is you want to do. Invest your business money instead of going to go withdraw it and run into the bank to go spend it. Take that money and put it towards a blackout event or 6- and 7-figure school or the boot camp Mr. Bradley did. Like literally, we was flying to Atlanta to go to boot camp. We was people in Army fatigue and everything. Like we was up all night with Mr. Bradley. He was playing no games. Right? Eagle weekend. It was my birthday celebration, but I understood that it was only 350 people opposed to 3,000 people, 3,500, where it's a smaller, intimate coaching session with Mr. Bradley. Being able to have an opportunity to sit with the founder of the company and ask him any question you wanted. And after an amazing all-white party on a $40 million yacht, you come back and you got a midnight session with him. So he really trying to see if you drunk and tired, and if you're gonna stay awake to get the information he gonna pass down to you, right?
Right.
I just think that sometimes people will just overlook the power, because you could go to any other network marketing company, but where are they doing this kind of stuff at? And that's what attracted me. I'm like, we on a $40 million super yacht. Count me in. $500, Mr. Bradley. I'm in. Boom, paid. They're like $500. I ain't paying that. At first, when I first saw it, the jump from 159 to like 500, like, what we getting with this $500? Because
I remember when you said that.
Yeah, I'm like, what we getting with it? But then he like $40 million yacht. I'm like, oh, okay, oh, all right. And when I started to take other people with me and they got exposed to it, it was a game changer. Yeah, because it was like they got the whole spread: buffet, ice sculptures, live DJ, live bands, people singing. Everything is included, and you sailing down Millionaires Row on a $40 million yacht. How many of your friends ever been on a yacht one and then a $40 million super yacht? Right? It's those kind of experiences. It's the lifestyle that you could have if you focused on your business. I told somebody today, corporate America, every year, first quarter, layoffs happen. We go to work every single day for people who don't care about you, your livelihood and your family. They care about the company's bottom line. But when you hear and you're building the income, it can't be taken away from you because it's yours. You built that. And it's either it's going to go up or it's going to go down. And it's all predicated on what you choose to do or don't do.
So what I'm
like
hearing,
Sam said.
So what I'm hearing is if you treat this business like a hobby, you make hobby money. But if you treat it like a business, you make business money.
Listen, I have no complaints. In fact, I texted Mr. Bradley on Sunday. And I told him I was delayed, but I was sure not denied. The 3-star is done, and he can guarantee we working on the ring. He said, I love it. So understand that, because I understand, like I said, even at 3-star, I'm not where I am annually in my career, but it's very close. It's very close. So guess what? Now I'm looking at, if I get 250 more people, I might be able to say, F this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying.
That's going down. You know, that's going down.
But look, my job is anticipated. They're like, look, we're waiting for you to retire. I'm like, I ain't retire. Y'all might have to fire me first. Which might be next year Q1. Who knows? But by that time, I'll have a 6-figure ring. So, you know.
It was that same thing I told him at my job. So y'all might have to fire me. I ain't quitting.
Yeah, I work from home. So, yeah. What you going to do? Turn my stuff off? But I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, I understood 7 years ago coming to this, I had no expectations. I didn't have an expectation of my sponsors. Preston will tell you, I was so hands off from them. Never wanted to bother them for anything. I'm like, if I need y'all, I know how to reach y'all. Show me what I needed to get access to and allow me to figure out my own lane. So that's what, you know, when you talk about building a team and an empire, like those were things that I did from having no network marketing experience, like no former. I mean, I did other stuff, but I never gave it attention like I gave this. I just was in it. I paid my money and whatever it was. Nobody sat down and had no coaching, gave you no books to read, none of that stuff. Here, I was like, this is a little different. Okay, it might keep my attention. And then Mr. Bradley was black, so that was easy. I'm like, okay, I can listen to him. If he can make 7 figures, whatever he say, I'm going to do. I might be scratching my head along the way. But the thing is people always question everything that's said to them, everything that's offered to them. Then they decide, I ain't going to do it, but you want to win. How is that possible? How is it possible? So if you watching this and you brand new, get to these events. Yeah. We should see you at every major event there is. The Super Saturday is this weekend. It was 40 tickets left last we heard. Might be about 25 now. You still got a great chance at getting some. And guess what? When you come, bring your best friend so now they can see what you saw. Right? Don't come alone. It don't make sense. If you're going to get in on them last 25 tickets, bring somebody with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Dr. Sam,
yes,
it was absolutely a plum-pleasing pleasure to have you on the What's the Word Wednesday with us. Don't let this time be your last time. We definitely want you back again. But we're going to ask you to go ahead and give the closing remarks, right? Go ahead. We done talked enough. It's 8:30. We're going to close it out with you. Go ahead and give us some closing remarks to the people. Say what you want to the people out there that's listening. Encourage them, inspire them, or whatever you want.
Okay, so I would say sit down, take some quiet time with yourself, figure out what you really want. If you have this business, you're in this business, this is a tool that can drive you to a place where you can have financial freedom, you can have the flexibility of time, you can have all the things that you ever dreamed of having, but you got to put in the work. You have to study and you have to practice. So it's there for you. You have a system of people here, a family of people here that are waiting to help you. You just got to say that you want it and actually put the action behind those words.
Well, there you have it.
Y'all have a good night.
You got to go home. You got to get up out of here.
Same back time, same back channel. First and third Wednesdays.
Stretch your vision, y'all. Stretch your vision. Stretch it.
Dr. Sam, you got to bop with us a little bit.
Got to bop to it. I'm not real good at bopping.
That's why it's just a chair bop. You ain't got to move your feet.
Okay.
My favorite part.